My name is Mauro DePasquale. I'm the executive director at WCCA-TV, the People's Channel in Worcester, and that is a community media public access TV station. Well, we're set up to encourage democracy through media, so we encourage people to come down to the TV station, create their very own television shows, create their own film works, documentaries, informational news, and whatever they need it to be. We have all kinds of different shows down here, from health and wellness to music to you name it, cooking, everything. It's whatever the community is. So it is community vision television. Well, first off, we provide a platform for free speech, freedom of expression, for freedom to express cultural significance. So we provide that. As far as what we provide in addition to that, the tools and the education to do that. So we train people how to use our cameras, our facility, lighting, audio, editing. We also provide the tools, the cameras, the studio control room, such as what we're in right now, a full studio with lighting and all the accessories, microphones, audio. It's all there. We provide all of that, including a fleet of cameras that people can sign out and take into the field with them. Well, let me take a step back too and say we also provide the channel, the platform. So we're on cable 194 in the city of Worcester. We're also streaming online at WCCA-TV.com, and people can watch our programs as well on social media. And much of our programs are archived after they're produced. So as another service, people can take those archived, the links to those videos, and share them anywhere around the world. So we provide a worldwide audience, in essence, to them. Now, it's easy. First of all, our priority is for people that live, play, or work in the city of Worcester. So that's our priority target. But anybody, from no matter what background, where you come from, can sign up, become a member. We have an orientation where we orient people to the station, our policies, let them become familiar of what is available to them, and we help them negotiate their own show. So they navigate their way through learning how to do camera, learning how to conduct interviews, learning how to work the control room, technical directing, as well as producing content. So we give them all that training, and they come in and they basically just sign up. There's no, there's a very limited membership fee. Right now, the membership fee is $75 for a year membership. And if a person can't afford that, there's opportunities for sliding scale or even free access. The central mission is community media. It's to give people access, to empower the disenfranchised, to make sure that they have an opportunity to share their voice, their point of view, their opinions, to speak out, no matter what the subject is. It's free speech, so we're not going to dictate what people want to talk about. If somebody says, my position is A, and someone else out there doesn't like it, they can come in and say, my position is B. So, and they can work together and talk together. A lot of times we have shows with people on the right and left side of the political spectrum. They come in and do their own shows, and then they help each other do a show. They'll do a camera for one show, someone else will help someone edit, and they might be from completely different political sides of the spectrum. So it's that kind of place where we build bridges and we build community through electronic media. We have some shows that have produced over 1,300 episodes. If you think about that, 1,300 episodes, and in that particular show, it might have had, on average, 2 guests. So you're talking a significant amount of people that get to share their voice, share their opinions, using our public access channels. So there's lots of shows that are fantastic. And we base our shows we look at them and value the shows not the same way commercial TV does. We look at it from our perspective, which is community media. Commercial TV, you have to be a certain polish level, things have to look a certain way, and it has to meet a certain standard. In our case, the standards exist that people can produce to the standards that they want to. However, what's more important is that people get their voice out there. They get their opinion out there. They get to share what they're thinking about. So you get to see really Worcester and all its warts and all. Right now, I think the longest one, well, we had a show called Organic Vapor, which was a performance art show that ran for a very long time. There's some evangelical religious programs, Hispanic religious programs. That's another thing. We have programming in all different languages. So that's been running for a very long time. We have a show, it's a turnkey show called Soapbox that's been running since 1991. So they've been running for a very long time, a lot of these shows. Yeah.
Wow, that is Really cool, actually.
Yeah, we have a music video show. I think that's up there too, around 1,200 shows. It's been around since 1992. So there's a good legacy of programs and a good legacy of people too that is still here. Well, you know, my background was originally music, so I got involved with TV through music, you know, writing music backgrounds and scoring for movies and whatnot. So when I got involved with TV, I learned about marrying music and video, and I got to experiment. That's the one thing about community media that's fantastic. You have an opportunity to experiment. We can have students come in here during the summer. They can create whatever they want and come up with all kinds of goofy ideas. And I did that when I first got involved with community media. And I fell in love with that idea. And it was just so creative. And then I began to see how important it was for so many people to get out there and to share their story. I remember people were fighting over whether or not they wanted to put fluoride in the water, for example. And there were two different camps on that. There were the hospital camps and the pharmaceutical camps that wanted to do it. And there were people that lived here that didn't want to do it. So they fought about it on TV. They got to hear their voice. Otherwise, no one would hear their voice on the opposite side, especially the people that had no money to really promote themselves. With this specific organization, I mean, I've been involved with video and music for a long, long time, way before you were born. But I've been here since about 1987. And I became executive director since 1990.
That is...
And, you know, I just fell in love with doing it. At one point, I was producing 4 or 5 different shows. I was sketch comedy, kind of like Saturday Night Live. We were doing music videos. We were doing, all, you know, talk shows. I worked on a Greek show. There was all different shows, and I just loved doing it. I can say without hesitation, thousands.
Oh.
So I can't give you the exact number, but if I go back and look at the archive, which is available, we have the second largest archive in the nation for public access TV. So if we look at the shows there's thousands of shows that I personally worked on. And even if I did like the credit music, I might have done that for fun. And that's fun for me, for my job. I get to still do some production. I get to talk with talented people like you guys, and I get to run a station. The hard part is the administrative part. So that's the part that I'm least like, but it's a necessary thing. WCCA-TV.com. It's all there. If you go to WCCA-TV.com, you'll see our channel streaming at the very front page. There's also video on demand. There's thousands of videos that you can watch free on demand and share them with other people. Well, we also produce for fundraising. We're producing Central Mass Jazz Fest, so we're looking into that this year. There's a couple of programs we're looking at, but funding is kind of low this year, so we're determining whether or not we can move forward with some projects. But we have a lot of projects that are in the oven, so to speak. We have Central Mass Jazz Fest. We also do a program called New Voices, which features young singers. And they get to sing in front of a panel of judges. And it's not like The Voice where they win something. It's more of an educational program, but they also get to share their talent. And maybe somebody might pick them up in a local group or a regional group. Some of them have gone on to go, that actually did appear on like The Voice and shows like that too. Well, we're working on developing an app that people can use to access the channel more easily. That's one of the things we're working on for the future. We're also in a state of transition, so we're moving into new technologies that people are using for production, including AI technologies. So, you know, just to make it easier for people to produce programming, whether it's using their telephone, their phones, coming in here and downloading information, taking things from the phone and editing it and using that as sort of like supplemental to professional television equipment. That's the standard. That's what we're moving towards today. Well, usually work opportunities, you know, first of all, let me say this, a good majority of our staff started out as interns here. Because when someone comes in for a job, if they come in to say be a production facilitator, that's a person that actually produces shows or works with a community member to get their show produced. They'll come in and their interview for the job would be, all right, you got 3 hours, go out and produce a piece and bring it back in ready to air. So if they can do that, there's a good likelihood that they'll get the job if they're good at it. So it's completely merit-based in terms of that is concerned. As far as volunteers and membership, there's no restrictions whatsoever because we'll provide whatever's lacking. If a person needs training, if they need to learn how to work, some people come in, they really can't work a computer. So they have to learn first how to use a computer, how to use Windows. And then we move them up into editing software, and then eventually they start editing and then maybe take a camera out and start putting shows together. We have a woman she's working alone. She's doing her own global news program. And she uses her own phone, her own computer. She comes in here and uses supplemental equipment here to help her production. It's coming along really nice. Well, the big thing right now is funding. We get calls, like I said earlier, we might get calls to go cover events. That takes staff, it takes people. We'd like to be able to stipend our interns if we can. So when funding is low, it's low. We receive right now, our lifeline funding comes from the cable company in exchange of rights of way. So in order, say, for Charter Spectrum to provide, to put cable through the city, they turn around and provide a percentage of funding from their gross revenues to our public access channels. In Worcester, we have 3 of them. There's WCCA for the public, and then the City Hall has a channel, and then the school department has a channel. So there's basically 3 channels that are supported that way. With the lack of cable subscribers, there's less money coming from the cable company. We're experiencing right now, since 2016, nearly $200,000 less of funding than what we got back in 2016. So funding is a big challenge. So what can people do? They can donate. They can help. They can provide a service that might be useful towards production. And we're looking to develop more partnerships for that reason. Hopefully with Worcester State as well. No, I just want to encourage people from all backgrounds, all languages, no matter what your creed is, no matter what your political standing is, consider coming down to WCCA-TV. Learn. Work with other people, build community bridges, be seen on TV, use the channel. Maybe you have something you produced at home and you want more people to see it. Bring it down to this channel. Maybe you think people are watching it on social media, and they might be, but take it to our channel. We'll put it on our channel. We'll put it on our social media channels, which get a substantial audience. And consider using this. I just can't welcome people enough. That's my main message. Come down here and utilize the station, because this is here for you. It's the people's channel.